you. Happy to see all of you. My name is Alex, and today we will watch a video. This will be video about top 10 world events that left us speechless. Yeah, I'm sure that it will be fun live stream, but it's not about like of course fun because we will watch video. I mean like live streams about sad things which happened, but I don't see our. Where are we? Are we online? I don't see us. Gosh. Watch. Yes, we are online. Gosh, I was thinking that I'm not online again. It can happen. It can happen. Yes, I already see you, Lisa Marshall. Happy to see you as always. Yes, these, to be honest, events which happened, they're quite sad. It is tragical events. It's not something fun, to be honest. But this, I decided to watch this video with you today because for during 2 days I kind of a little bit disappeared because I was a little bit immersed in the news. I was watching and I was trying to understand what is happening around the world between Russia, Ukraine, NATO countries, European countries, what is happening in Middle East, and I was as a result a little bit. I think that watching news, it is always stressful. My advice for you, do not watch so many news. It is always really stressful. Can be especially shit is happening every day, everywhere. Let's put this into such words. But anyway, today we will watch a video about some terrible things. It will be yes you can find video a link in description if you want to watch this separately. And of course it is sad, but life is going on. We need to process everything, and we need to understand maybe some things why it's happened, or maybe how to prevent some things. Let's try to make something good today, despite that we will watch some not good videos. But at the beginning, of course, I want to tell thank you everyone who joined already. Yes, because I see already Lisa Marshall, hello to you Adams, and hello to you Adrian. Adrian, hello to you. Hi Alex and everyone. I love this topic, good for to discuss this, to see if we remember we was doing shocking events in the world, events in the world, interesting word, this world. And yes, let's go, let's jump. I already have in front of me everything what I need, but before we will start, do not forget about likes and about Patreon. If you are wishing, you can send immediately $1 million to my PayPal because why not? I'm joking. Let's look for, where is it? One moment. Okay, it is here. Let's look to our screen. I will be little guy here somewhere in the corner, and this video will be kind of, how long it will be? 11 minutes. I believe that majority of time I will talk by myself and with you. Okay, let's go, let's jump. Yes, thank you Lisa Marshall, you showed this link from PayPal. Yeehaw. Like laugh to say this crazy Russian Sergei, he is always reminding capitalist America, and I became from Russian innocent guy to I became more capitalistic guy. I like people I love to tell sometimes, I sold my soul to capitalist. Okay, let's go.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 world events that left us speechless.
Now there is confirmation that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most shocking global events since the 1970s that, for good or for ill,
1970s. Since 1970s. It is important, I think, that like to remember this from the beginning, because I want to, from this season, what I want to do, I want to understand a little bit, maybe something they missed, or maybe something that I forget what's happened, because it's always important to remember what's happened before. Like sometimes we are forgetting pretty fast about what's happened. Yes, it can happen that we are forgetting. It's human nature to forget things. It is human nature to forget.
left the entire world stunned. Modern history is filled with world-stopping moments. Did we trip up and leave any off the list? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Hurricane Katrina. One of the knock-on effects of climate change heating up the atmosphere is the gradual warming of the oceans. Warm water supercharges hurricanes by providing more moisture in the air that in turn fuels the storm. In 2005, the U.S. entered a new era of climate superstorms with Hurricane Katrina.
And with much of New Orleans now underwater, authorities are focused on search and rescue before it's too late.
The category
Katrina. It sounds the most terrible thing that it is beautiful name for hurricane. That's one of the terrible thing. And like Katrina. Yeah.
Category 5 storm pummeled the coasts of Louisiana and Mississippi at the end of August, decimating most of the coastal wetlands in the area.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. I mean, it was just incredible, the sound. It was like having a freight train in your ear for hours on end.
But when the levees around New Orleans...
I've heard this several times, that people comparing hurricane with sound of train. I've heard this several times, and when I was like, Heather told me this a couple times, like, Alex, if you will hear like sound of train, something like this, and a specific sound, you need immediately like to go from your room, like, and she gave me advice. I'm like, what about, what you're talking, because because I'm from region where, yes, you can find trains, but not like hurricane train. I mean, like, and as a result, it is terrible. And what the hell? I see this video, people. Oh gosh, it is terrible. It is terrible when you see this. When people losing, it can happen quite fast. That's one of the terrible things.
Failed. Everyone looked on in horror as one of America's greatest cities flooded.
From what we've been hearing, a lot of New Orleans East has been inundated.
Families around the world stared at the news, stunned as they witnessed people standing on the rooftops in flooded neighborhoods, begging for rescue.
Yeah.
Number 9. The London attacks. Less than 4 years after
London attacks? I'm trying to remember. I remember a little bit about Katrina, but I was a little boy. But still, I something remembered maybe after I've heard about this, when I was already teenager. But like, still. But London attacks, I remember only recent something was happening in Paris. Maybe that's what I remember for sure. And yes, haha, God love crazy Russian Sergei Lisa. I think that he's crazy. That's why people love him. But yes, it is very interesting that. Yeah, I don't remember what was happening. What in 2005?
After September 11th, the United Kingdom saw the war on terror hit the home front.
Breaking news we're getting from the PA Newswire that there's been reports of an explosion outside Liverpool Street Station.
On July 7th, 2005, 4 Islamic fundamentalist terrorists in a coordinated attack set off a series of bombs in London. The first 3 targeted London's tube system, while the 4th exploded on a double-decker bus. The nation was devastated by the worst terrorist attack in British history in nearly 2 decades.
I don't remember this at all, man. But maybe, yeah, how old I was? 8 plus. I'm trying to count. You know, I do not like math. 8 plus 5, 13 years old I was. 13? Yeah. It is terrible.
Derailed. There was smoke everywhere. There's a lot of serious injuries down there as well. A lot of serious head injuries.
Over 700 rush hour commuters were injured and 56 died, including the bombers. A second, less successful attack followed 2 weeks later, but the
700 injured. Of course, it is like a terroristic attack. It is terrible. Gosh. I hope that it will never happen again anywhere, and everywhere will be peace. That's what I hope for. But I'm trying to understand why I didn't hear about this. Maybe one of the things that I was just a little boy, and that's why I don't remember.
damage was done and the world was shaken. London, the seat of the once largest empire in the history of the world, had suffered a devastating attack.
Our determination to defend our values and our way of life.
I think it's not about being power or superpower. It's just like, what does it mean to be power? If you, I mean, like, if you have, like, does it matter how he put these words? Like, I do not like. But itself, it doesn't matter where and with whom it is happening. It is not okay. Like, that's what I think. It is sad, it is terrible, it is tragedy. It doesn't matter where it is happening. In which country.
Is greater than their determination to cause death and destruction to innocent people in a desire to impose extremism on the world.
Number 8. Brexit. The year 2016 was a banner year for self-described nationalists around the world. The shocking election of Donald Trump capped it off, but the rightward turn began months earlier in the UK. By the end of 2015, right-wing discontent with the EU leadership in Brussels grew to a fever pitch. In an attempt to shore up his right flank, Prime Minister David Cameron announced a referendum to vote on leaving the EU.
This I remember for sure. I mean, like Brexit, I think everyone remembers. I mean, maybe because it was recently, but another thing that it left us speechless. This how it's called. Some people, I would say, they were probably happy. And by the way, it was decision of UK, like their own decision. Some people, I don't know, can I say that it is speechless if people was voting for this? I mean, like there was, I believe, I remember something like voting, and they were ahead and they decided. It's how works democracy. Of course, some half of it is internal decision of UK itself, and that's why I think that it's just their policy, and I think it's not leaving me speechless, but I would say that I was a little bit surprised. Yeah, I was shocked a little bit because Brexit, because in my mind, for a guy who is from far east of Russia, it's like you are thinking European Union, it is like UK was always there. Like that's what I was thinking, and it's kind of unseparate things. But yeah, when you see this, yeah. But at the same time, I'm understanding that is nobody died from this political decision, and it is amazing. It is amazing. That's so, like, I can imagine like it's difficult to compare these things. Like in Katrina, people died, people lost their homes. In the terrorist attack, people died. It is terrible. But Brexit, it is people were voting for this. I don't know. Can I put this in this line when it's difficult to measure? Difficult. Yes. Hello to everyone. The entire world should belong to each and every person. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Tornadoes can sound like a train. Tornadoes. And hurricanes? Hurricanes too? Tornadoes, they're like spinning. It is strong wind in some way. That my worst fear, to be deep into the water, thinking about drowning. I don't do small boats on the water. I think that so many undiscovered fears we have, like as human beings. Only several people you can find they cheerful by nature in any situation. I know only several people in my life who is, despite all problems which is happening in life, and they still, how to say, have this optimism inside. I don't know, like, because yeah, there are not so many people who can do this. I'm not one of them. I want to be, but it is, you need to be a special kind of person, a really special mindset on this world.
Mr. Cameron is spearheading the push to convince voters to remain.
Let me be clear. Leaving Europe would threaten our economic and our national security.
Prominent figures like Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson jumped on the bandwagon, slamming foreign regulation and immigration. Britain shocked the world and its own prime minister with the success of the Brexit vote.
The official results are in. The people of Britain have spoken, voting for a British exit, dubbed Brexit.
Yeah, you can see, some people were happy, some people were not. I feel that it is difficult to measure what is speechless. It is like, depends from your view, because it was decision of people of United Kingdom. The Kingdom? UK? Oh yes, Kingdom. Wow, they still have this name in itself. Kingdom. Gosh. I opened this online. Discovery. United Kingdom. Gosh. It's strange. Anyway. Yeah, it's really strange.
Almost 52% of the votes choosing to leave the 28...
52%. That's, I remember they were kind of close, but still.
Member European Union.
Its aftermath and negotiations have churned through 4 p.m. so far and led to years of devastating economic consequences.
We've lost a large fraction of our trade with the European Union, including with high-value professional services trade. That's making us poorer.
Number 7, Haiti earthquake.
Poorer.
In January of 2010, the
Yeah.
Caribbean island nation of Haiti was struck by a 7.0 magnitude earthquake.
It's being called a catastrophe of major proportions. The Caribbean island.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. To put in one line when voting, like how democracy is working, supposed to work, when elections should, like example, if people made this decision, it is okay. Majority decided it is okay. Nobody died from this, I hope. But here we have Haiti, a terrible earthquake. I'm sure that thousands of people died or lost, and this is terrible. To lose your loved ones, your relatives, this is terrible. Maybe, I don't know, something wrong with my understanding.
Island nation of Haiti has been rocked by its biggest earthquake in more than 200 years.
The entire country's infrastructure was destroyed by the disaster and its 52 aftershocks. Hospitals, electrical, and communication systems, as well as transport hubs, collapsed. Between 100,000 and 300,000 people were killed, with about $8 billion in damages sustained. Haiti was already struggling economically, and without global aid, the entire country was on the verge of collapse. Armies of aid workers from around the world mobilized to save the island's population afterwards. Unfortunately, Haiti has never truly recovered.
I remember this happened, and I was definitely speechless. I mean, sometimes doesn't matter where you're located. In this world where internet making us closer to each other, you can feel pain of others much, how to say, you can feel losses of those people which you do not know. Like it is really terrible. It is heartbreaking, and yeah, I would say that it is definitely that is leaving us speechless. Like Haiti, it is events. Can I say this event? Yeah. It is making it's made me speechless. Even if I was a student, I remember this. I was watching news, and yeah, it is terrible. It is terrible.
Over the last 10 years, more than $13 billion was contributed. But of that $13 billion, it's estimated only 48% made it to Haiti.
Thousands fled the country,
What's happening? Some organizations probably withdrawing money, maybe some organizations in some countries, like, oh, if we are helping like this country, we will not pay taxes. Maybe that's one of the things that only half of them people actually received. To be honest, it's not surprising that corruption and laundering money is happening everywhere, like in different scale of level. I hope that just people receive the support, and I know that I'm sure that the USA was helping. I remember that Russia was helping. All countries around the world, not all, let's say many countries from around the world was trying to help Haiti. And it is sad. To be honest, example, I want to say that one of the things on Instagram right now, yesterday, I subscribed on one guy. He's helping to one person, to people from, how it's called, this country, Nigeria probably. And he was helping to family. They had flooded house, and I was like, wow. And there was like, he was so generous. He gave them, they were paying for renting of this house like $3 per month. $3, can you imagine? And I'm like, gosh. And he gave them like $100, something like this, and they were unbelievably happy about this. And that's what I'm talking about, that some countries, they do not have enough capacity, I don't know, economic stability, or they do not have such good infrastructure like in Japan, and same amount of earthquakes by this scale, I don't know how it's called, it can hit differently different countries. And it is like example, in Japan, same earthquake will less people die in Japan, like maybe thousands times people will, how to say, because it is like they have technologies, they have amazing infrastructure in Japan. As a result, yeah, I see your messages, I see your, thank you. You can be empathetic to people that are suffering. The winds from a hurricane could sound like a train also. That's what. Yeah, complete. Yeah, that's. I was thinking about this, and I was not understanding differences between wind or from hurricane and tornado. Of course, they have different, how would say, lines, like how they formed. It is already completely different. As a result, sound can be completely different. Speed can be different. As a result, pitch can be also different. That's why I was thinking, like, wow, is it so different? I didn't know this answer. Yeah, of course, maybe expert would say, like, they're completely different, you're a foolish boy. From forest, from Siberia. I don't know. But still, it is interesting. Let's go. I hope that yeah, in Haiti they recovered after this, and yeah.
To return. Today, crime lords run much of Haiti, while uncoordinated NGOs provide the bulk of social services. Number 6, attack at Munich. 36 years after Adolf Hitler used the 1936 Olympics for propaganda, the international competition returned to West Germany. Unfortunately, instead of helping to unite the world in friendly competition, the 1972 games ended in tragedy.
Did I watch this video or not? If I did watch, I don't remember. Anyway, but still, why he decided to do video from 1970? Because it is 50 years. For for during 50 years, like half a century. Maybe this is why. Yeah, don't remember this for sure. I wasn't born. Maybe this is reason. Maybe they didn't have internet, but still, maybe it is. Why did they? Anyway, I didn't hear about this.
Despite protests, the games go on as Israel buries her dead and the world mourns the innocent victims of the Munich massacre.
A group of 8 armed Palestinian terrorists calling themselves Black September infiltrated the Olympic Village. They killed 2 members of the Israeli team and took 9 more hostage.
The Olympic Village didn't have tight security in the early hours of the morning of September 5th, 1972, when the militants broke into the Israeli apartments, which tipped off a bloody 24-hour standoff between the gunmen and unarmed athletes who tried to defend themselves.
West German police attempted to negotiate for almost a full day, offering the group a plane to Cairo. The police attempted a raid and rescue on the tarmac, which failed utterly.
German and Olympic authorities faced bitter criticism for their response to the attack.
All the hostages, 1 West German policeman, as well as 5 of the gunmen were killed. It was a bloody end to an event that held the entire world's attention. Number 5.
Yeah, it is terrible. It is terrible that hostage, like, I mean, it is, I don't know what to tell here. Never be hostages. That's my advice. I don't know what to say here. It is terrible, just terrible. Just one of the things, maybe one, it is, I do not understand how many people died from this. He said like a couple, two persons, or I don't know how many hostages was there. It's really like at the end, but yes, it is. Never heard about this before. Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. It happened in 1986. I think for this time happened so many Challenger disasters. Like SpaceX, like was fallen several times already, and why this is so special from why it is different from other ones? It's an interesting question.
Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. In the 2 decades after Neil Armstrong first walked on the moon, space travel became a commonplace affair.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
NASA had created the Space Shuttle program, and astronauts spent longer and longer periods in orbit. When interest in the interstellar began to wane, NASA launched the Teacher in Space project, from which Krista McAuliffe emerged as the first participant.
I don't know what put me over the top, and I'm delighted to be here.
Her inclusion on the Challenger mission reignited interest. Fledgling news channel CNN broadcast the launch live, and classrooms across the country watched it in real time. After multiple delays, the Challenger launched at 11:38 a.m. on January 28, 1986. Less than 2 minutes after taking off, the space shuttle disintegrated live on air with many of the nation's children watching.
Today is a day for mourning and remembering.
Number 4. Paris attacks.
Yeah, I was talking about Paris. That's I remembered before Paris attacks. That's what I see. I remember this because maybe it was recently, like 7 years ago. It is not so far ago, and maybe there was in Paris so many immigrants also. I mean, like, I do not have right to talk about immigrants, but still, policy makes. Sometimes people, I don't know, again, it's better for me not to talk about this because I do not know very well this topic, what was happening there. Let's listen better, it will be listen. And hello to you, Playfair. Hello to you, Playfair. I don't remember seeing you so often the last days. Many kids were watching the Challenger live in school. I'm glad I was too young to be in school to see it. There was people. I misunderstand. That's make it more terrible with the space challenge. Wow. I didn't listen to this properly. That's what is, because now I realize, thank you for pointing this to me. I need to listen more carefully because of course it is can you imagine this like broadcasting on one of the most popular TV channels? And then, of course it is like, gosh, it is terrible. I can imagine that some people can be, even children can be traumatized because it can happen, wow. And then understanding that there understanding that there are people too. Yeah, I think it can have terrible effect on minds of young teenagers. Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the terrible things. Yeah, it makes sense. I need to listen more carefully, especially when we are talking about such speechless events from 1970s. Yeah, it makes sense. True, Adrian said, I was just a baby infant when that happened. Yeah, we all were babies. I was baby too.
Many of the nation's children watching.
Today is a day for mourning and remembering.
Number 4. Paris attacks. Early in 2015, the offices of Charlie Hebdo were attacked for depicting a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. The tragic incident resulted in the loss of 12 lives and inspired demonstrations around the world. Later that year, the onslaught was followed up with the worst series of terrorist attacks in modern French history.
Police have now confirmed at least 4 attacks in the city of Paris.
At 9:15 p.m. on November 13th, 3 explosions rocked the Stade de France while a match was ongoing. Soon after, a group of assailants rained bullets and explosives on cafes and restaurants in Paris.
It is terrible. I don't know how people can. It is stressful. I remember that it was very on Russian media. I think all world was talking about this, not only Russian media. All world was talking about these attacks. like 9/11. In Russia, they were covering this a lot. So many documentaries was there. I think that about this. Oh, I have somebody sniffing me. This is Frankie. Yeah, he decided to have emotional support. Frankie. Oh, good boy. He decided to help us. Like, everything will be fine, Frankie. Yes. He was licking my legs now. That's how I found out, because with headset I cannot hear well what is happening there. Yes, okay, Frankie, you can go. Thank you. Thank you for your emotional support. Now my emotional damage recovered. Yes. Of course, what I was talking about, that everywhere around the world people were talking about this, and it is a disaster.
The worst attack came later at the...
It is like... It is a fact. Maybe there wasn't killed so many people, like people dying in wars, but this effect that it can happen anywhere, it has huge impact on society itself. Maybe there didn't die so many people like in Afghanistan, or maybe in other countries during these wars. Maybe, if we will compare. But a fact which is given, can be sometimes bigger. That's one of the strange things. Yeah.
Bataclan Theater, where another group carried out a mass shooting.
And I opened up the hallway door, and that's when I saw the shooter, and he turned on me, he brought his gun down, and the barrel hit the door frame.
Over 130 people were ultimately...
Gosh, we have so huge company here. After Frankie, we have here already Dots. Sorry, I'm friend Dots. She decided to check us. Me too, I don't know. Dot, sorry. She wants to go. Sorry, Dot. Yeah, you're the best, Dot, I know. You're the best. Yes, it's sorry for these distractions, like we're talking about such topics, but still. Yeah. It's always to remember that life is going on now, and we need to live now our lives. Sorry to tell, but terrible things happening every day, everywhere. And sometimes we need just to live. We just need to live and remember that to have empathy, to help others, to be yourself, to help those who need this help. I think that's what we need to remember. That's what is giving this event, terrible events, speechless events, giving us. They're giving us understanding, some even, and they can unite us. That's for sure. We need to have solidarity and to help others. Hi Dot, she already ran away because she's for sure checked everything. When she was sure that I do not have any chicken, when I do not have any hamburger or sandwich, she's like, sorry, I'm leaving. But she's, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, she deserves all treats, like Frankie.
Killed. Millions expressed support with a French flag filter on their Facebook profile picture.
When is the rain?
Oh.
The rain is expected to stop on Friday afternoon.
Sometimes I like to listen advertisements just in order to understand what on this time YouTube decided to give me. I mean, like, what YouTube thinks I need to know or to have, for example, because somehow these advertisements working like they have this algorithm, and yes, I have some dust. That's
Number
all.
3, death of Diana, Princess of Wales. Diana Spencer lost the title of Princess of Wales when she divorced Prince Charles in 1996. Her popularity never faded, though. Diana was known as the People's Princess, well regarded for her charity work and empathy.
Each time I visit, I'm appalled at the dangers young people face on the streets and how vulnerable they are to exploitation.
Her personal life was also a source of international interest.
One of the thing, I know that she was extraordinarily different. I know that she was extraordinarily popular. And I know that people loved her. People just loved her for being herself. And I think it is amazing. It is really amazing. It doesn't matter like how high you go, how like much money do you have, or maybe how popular you are. I mean, it is amazing that she was saving this a little child in herself, because as I said before, shit is happening, but she was like, yeah, I am who I am, look at me. And I do not know about her so much maybe as you are, but I know these little small things about her life, like a little bit. Maybe, who knows, she was terrible dictator inside. I don't know. I have no idea. About her. Maybe I've offended someone's feelings by saying this about her, but yeah, I just don't know about her. What I know, that she was kind and she was popular, and I know that people will not go and people will not buy flowers and put this to a person, and they will not go and wait hours to put these flowers because they didn't love her. People will do this usually if they love. What's happened, example, with Alexei Navalny? I cannot mention this because I cannot I need to tell about this. That compare, of course, you can see that hills of flowers in cemetery where Alexei Navalny was buried. It is enormous. It is enormous, really. And people already, people will go to this cemetery always for during decades, I'm sure. Every year at the same time, people will go and people try to show everyone that yes, they're with Alexei and with his ideas of free Russia. And here, of course, I don't know, it is sad that amazing people, but it is life, it is part of life. Like Diana, there was car crash, I believe, yeah, and world lost another amazing human. Yes. Oh, hello to you, Heather. Happy to see you. It is amazing to see you. I remember being at home, the one I grew up in. I remember my dad was in the living room with me. Crazy what we can remember when something impactful happens. Yeah, it is. You cried. I cried and cried watching her sons at her funeral. Even then, at my young. Wow. One of the things, I cannot say that. Number one, of course, I don't remember this. Maybe this is one of the reasons. But also culturally, it's happened just. I'm comparing Russian culture and UK culture in this situation. And I'm understanding that all Russian royal family, they were killed. All of them. Not all of them, you can find some of them. And they live in Europe, but still, they were killed. And I was feeling, it doesn't matter what ideas do you it is terrible. Every time when I'm watching documentaries about Russian royal family, and I feel I'm not sharing these ideas of everyone and everything must belong to one royal family. I'm not sharing this at all. In the situation with UK, they have more like a decorative, tradition. It is like tradition already, not like they do not have like real power, if I'm correct. I don't know well how works UK society. But yes, empathy, it is part of being human. It is. But I remember that there was a lot of in kiosk, little stores in Russia, you can find them. I remember every time, it doesn't matter where you would go, in which city or forest of Primorsky region, you can find these kiosks, and everywhere you can find magazines, and there was face of royal families. And I'm sure that for people who was in Russia, it was kind of popular to look for what was happening in UK. Maybe because of my age, I didn't care a lot. Because I didn't know English, I didn't know, okay, they're happening stuff, why I should care? I'm living so far from this place. But maybe through age, you're looking at this a little bit differently, and you starting to understand that everything is connected. Now I'm starting to understand this. Example, if it's happened in UK, it has influence on Russia. If it's happened in Russia, it doesn't matter, does Russia have sanctions or not, it can happen in UK. That's one of the things what I started to understand for these couple years. And I think that it is important to understand that everything is connected. That's why it's important to listen to each other. That's why I'm for cultural exchange, and always will be for cultural. Let's try to listen to each other maybe before starting and attacking neighbors. Maybe that's good to do. Maybe, I don't know. Just suggestion. Just suggestion to be human being and to have empathy towards other religions, other nationalities, other sexual orientations. Do not send them to prison. If you do not like them, nobody is forcing you to sleep with these people. Anyway, it is important to remember. Yeah, but yeah, now I think that today I was watching PewDiePie. I wanted to do a live stream and to do the reaction about him and his views. Maybe tomorrow I will do this. But one of the things that I noticed that anyway, yeah, I just wanted to somehow to connect this. Maybe we will do this separate live stream about this, because I had some questions to him. I mean, how dare PewDiePie talk about Norway in such a way? I don't know how I connected. I just wanted to connect it this that everything is connected. All this like what is happening in one country, people looking at each other, people looking. It is human nature to look and like wow, and maybe tomorrow we will look on PewDiePie because he's a very interesting person. It's has turned out. Okay. Let's read some comments and I never stop missing him, but I feel him and my heart has been filled many times over. It doesn't take the pain away completely, but it helps. 26 years already. The Romanos, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I think that parts of life, that's one of the things which, example, these days I was watching a lot of news. I was like, gosh, Alex, stop watching news. It is terrible. What is happening around the world, it is so terrible. And you come on. I'm understanding that tomorrow maybe will happen another terrible thing. It can happen. And it's happening. And I'm understanding that it is part of life. We just need to live. We need to live and try to make this world better. That's what I'm for. Try to smile even if sometimes it is difficult. In some cultures, they have traditions during funerals to dance, example, and to be happy. In some cultures, you can find such interesting, quite opposite effect on funerals. How can you dance on funerals? How dare you to dance on funerals and talk about jokes? But it makes sense if you will dig a little bit deeper. It makes completely sense that life is going on. Yeah.
She spent years as a target of the tabloid press and was hounded by paparazzi wherever she went. On the morning of August 31st, 1997, the chase came to a tragic end. Diana's driver was drunk when he attempted to elude the paparazzi. Sadly, he crashed the car with the princess and her boyfriend, Dodi Fade, inside.
Diana, Princess of Wales, has in fact been killed in that car accident.
The entire world mourned along with the British public, with an estimated over 2 billion people tuning in for her funeral.
And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind.
Number 2, Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Oh, yeah. Why it is not number 1? Why it is not number 1? Sometimes I'm wonder how he was measuring this, because I'm sure just how many events 10, and I'm sure that definitely you can find much more terrible events also which happened. And I was thinking that only now, why it's not number 1? It's not, of course, impossible to measure things by what is much more terrible. Everything is terrible for sure, but I'm thinking about how many people were suffered from this event. From this, it's can I say again, when I'm talking about war as event, I feel myself a little bit uncomfortable. It is terrible, and of course, here we were talking about one life, Diana, and here Russian invasion of Ukraine, 100,000s of people died. It's difficult to compare. And example, in Brexit, how many people died in Brexit? I probably will say 0. Difficult to measure. For me, number 1, of course, speechless. For me personally, it is Russian invasion of Ukraine. It is speechless. And I don't know. I see there only escalation there. That's one of the terrible things, that more countries becoming more involved into this. People sending money, troops, that, and it is escalating. I see escalation there, and it is terrible. It is just terrible. I don't see end of this. And it is happening now. People dying. I'm like, gosh, when it will be stopped? I don't know. Hope that, and the most terrible thing, that people accepting new reality. And people will accept. People have no choice. People need to live somehow in this new reality, because yeah, life is going on. And yeah, I wanted to make this live stream more cheerful, but it looks kind of a little bit sad. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Okay, one moment. My advice for you. Yes, life is going on. My advice for you, as I said before, try to live, because I know that people live an example in in different countries. You can look how many wars was happening in this century. Let's look. Maybe I want to look how many wars. Let's show my face, Alex. And my advice also for you to prepare tea, coffee, because it is amazing, delicious. Yeah. How I want to use Google. How many wars happened in from 2000s. There like dozens will be for sure, and millions of people probably were killed in modern days. I'm not talking like in from 19 to 2000, no, from 2000s to 2023. Let's put like this. List of wars, not like a couple. Let's look, let's show myself. I will use Wikipedia for this. Beside the thing, that example, you can see there was a war, and it's still going. War in Darfur. I don't know this place. What is this place? And that's terrible thing. It is supported by Sudan, Chad, Libya. No, never heard about this war before. Number one. Number two, Iraq war. Terrible things. Many people died. Sinaloa cartel, Gulf cartel conflict. It is in Mexican car. What? Didn't hear about this at all. Welcome, Alex. You need to know. Minute of education for Alex. Another war ongoing. It means it's still going, ongoing. The Thailand insurgency. Gosh. In somewhere in Pakhanwa. Where is it? United Kingdom, Pakistan. Wow. Terrible things is going on. Ongoing Kurdish separate in Iran. Wow. I'm even afraid to look this list. This list is going on and going on. It is just terrible. Baraka Sea conflict. Never heard. Alex. Oh no. I'm even afraid to say word drug. I'm so innocent. War in Somalia. What the hell? Yes, and for me, of course, Gaza, Ukraine, Israel, gosh, this world is messed up. This world is messed up. That's what I'm talking about. Difficult to measure speechless events. Difficult. For me, always speechless. But personal tragedy for me, of course, Russia and Ukraine. It is my personal tragedy because, and everything was what is connected with post-Soviet countries, because I feel I'm related to these cultures. It is my country I'm talking about attacked, and maybe that's why I didn't hear about other wars, but I feel sorry for them too. Now I feel like, I mean, it's just world is sucks can be. It can be sucks. I hope that it will be stopped one day. That's what I hope. Okay, let's go, because yeah.
In early 2014, the Maidan uprising ousted corrupt Russian-backed Viktor Yanukovych from power in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin wasted no time in responding. Russia almost immediately annexed Crimea, a strategic landmass in Ukraine's southeast.
Референдум был проведен открыто и честно. И люди в Крыму ясно, убедительно выразили свою волю. Они хотят быть с Россией.
Many in Ukraine and the West saw this as a first step in long-term plans for invasion. The country spent almost a decade modernizing its military from a Soviet-style force into a NATO-style army. They begged the West for military aid and training and prepared for the inevitable. In February of 2022, the Russians struck, launching a full-scale invasion. As the world watched, despair turned to hope and enthusiasm as the Ukrainians, led by their indefatigable President Zelensky, put up a good fight against their invaders.
Videos shared on social media show citizens standing up.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
And here, welcome to capitalism. Subscribe to this channel and my channel too. I think that, of course, I'm trying to joke. In this life, jokes can help people. It is sometimes humor helping people with stressful situations. I know this from my personal life. My life wasn't always so bright for like today in America. I can think about stuff, but because I have support here, people helping me, and my life have future now. But yeah, difficult, like humor can help you in terrible, stressful situations. You have nothing, only words. You don't have food, you don't have shelter, I don't know, you have nothing, only words. And sometimes humor can help you in stressful situations, because yeah, I think those people who is hiding now in some places, they understand what I'm talking about, and not only them, anyone can understand this. Okay, let's go.
Channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them.
Cute spider. Did you see this? I don't like spiders, by the way.
Latest
and
video.
I too.
You have the option to be notified for occasional videos.
Yes. Interesting how poisonous this spider is.
Or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. September 11th.
Wow.
For many American baby boomers, the formative world event of their childhood was the assassination of JFK.
terrible.
For Generation X and Millennials, that event was 9/11.
You will remember this day as long as you live.
On September 11th,
I think it is for sure. I completely agree with him. You will remember this day as long as you live. Like, yeah, I will remember this day when Russia invaded to Ukraine. As long as I live, it's true. And yeah, same with 9/11. I know that it's just terrible feeling when you're walking. An example, can you imagine, like in Russia when I was walking, I just want to tell you, sometimes roofs during winter they have this ice, and this ice or snow can fall on your head, and you can feel a little bit fear, like because nobody is cleaning this stuff, as a result of like, oh my god. And like I sometimes was walking like, no, when during winter you're like, oh, there can snow fall on your head and you can die. It's not fun, but like, oops, welcome to yeah. But here, like when you're walking between skyscrapers, and when I was watching documentaries, and you can like, I can imagine what people were feeling. You're in urban area, you're in area where like internet, like I don't know, the best technologies, people having life, cafes, restaurants, people, ordinary civilians, workers, who's thinking about mortgages, who's thinking about weddings, because I saw there was wedding, like, and people just living, and here, bam, it is terrible, it is disaster, and every time for me it's difficult to watch. I really like emotionally difficult. I'm starting to cry. I'm starting to think about this. Same is happening about, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to avoid this, to watch such documentaries. Even talking about this, it is emotionally not so like, oops, Alex, try to not cry in line. Yes. I want to see your comments and oh, hello! You have many viewers. Yes, we have always amazing community. And hello to you, Sam Smith Q. Happy to see you. Hello to Jamie Dreams. Hello to you. Happy to see you too. When this happened, the war in Ukraine, I was mind blown and watched the news coverage live on TV for next 48 hours. Are you joking? I was doing this for months. Of course I'm understanding what you're talking about. I'm still watching, like these 2 days I was yes, I was watching escalation between Germany and Russia, and it's not like, when it will be stopped? Come on, people, stop all this bullshit. I mean, try to, I don't know. For me, person like me, just, what can I do? I can create in my life goals and to go towards them and try to help to whom I can help. That's what I can do. And always I always trying to not talk about politics. No. It is too toxic. I just can, yeah, let's go. Let's watch about 9/11. I think that there are probably thousands of documentaries you can find. Thousands. Like documentaries on any platform. On Netflix, again, on Amazon Prime, I don't know, Amazon Prime exists. Anyway, on different platforms you can find documentaries on different languages, and it is disaster.
2001, terrorists from Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 commercial flights in the United States. 2 flew into both towers of the World Trade Center, while another crashed into the Pentagon.
We have a report of a plane crash somewhere in the area of the Pentagon. We're trying to get further.
The 4th plane went down in Pennsylvania after passengers fought.
A common field one day, a field of honor forever. A common field one day. I'm not understanding a common field one day. It is like a cemetery? why it is yeah, one of the things that I do not know so many things, and sometimes it is a blessing to not know things. It is really a blessing. When you know things about people, you can be so disappointed. I mean, yeah. It is a blessing to be dumb. To be stupid. I don't know. Yes. Hello to everyone who joined now. The unknown can be so scary. Yes. Yes, completely. Adrian, you say that. I was in my preteens in school, and teachers walk into classroom and say a plane hit the World Trade Center. I didn't know what that was at first, then learned it was in New York. Shock. I should watch separately about some of these reactions, and to talk a little bit more about this, because it doesn't matter when you're watching. I mean, like, sometimes people try like remembering about certain events in certain time. I think it is important to remember, like, of course, always to have to talk about this. It is difficult, but sometimes it's important to remember that it is, gosh, terrible things. Okay, and maybe it means that an ordinary thing can be transformed to something else suddenly. The fourth plane crashed into a field. The fourth? There was 4 planes? I was thinking there was 3. 3 planes. The fourth plane crashed into a field. Thank you for telling this and sharing this, because I didn't know. That's why I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. My acknowledgement, my lack of knowledge, let's say like this, it is blessing sometimes for me. When I found that out, like you said, that 4th plane crashed into this field, it's these words becoming more heavier, more difficult to read them again. A common field one day, a field of honor forever. Yes, when you're realizing about this, it's becoming more difficult to read, and that, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, completely sense, like, completely. Yeah. I don't know. I want to watch documentary one day. But one of the things that when you're watching documentaries, you feel that how to say, there are a lot of music, and you can be pretty easily to have to receive strikes, because I'm caring about channel, and that's why before I was watching, by the way, maybe it was reckless behavior from me to watch documentaries which were like 2 hours, 1 hour and a half. As a result, I was receiving strikes, and I'm like, no, Alex, you cannot do this. If you want to live with YouTube, I mean, always be with YouTube. You need to be careful, Alex. That's why I think it is important to. Yeah, but I would love to watch. I would love to watch documentaries with you, even if it is like a couple hours. I mean, like, come on, it is amazing. Hello to you, Brenda Snow. Hello, happy to see you, and it's nice to see you, Happy Snow. Nice to see you. How I say it? Happy Snow, Brenda Snow. Maybe you're happy. Happy Snow, Brenda Snow. I hope that you're happy too, despite that. Everything, despite that topic which we have, again, it's giving you certain heaviness, such. But at the end of the day, I'm understanding that life was. Who said to you that life is always like a piece of cake? I don't know. At the end of the day, we need to live, as I said this before, and to try to make this world better.
Back. The entire country came to a standstill. Eyes all over the world were glued to their televisions. The U.S. became the only nation in history to invoke Article 5 of the NATO Charter. Nobody knew exactly what would follow. We only knew that we'd entered a new age in geopolitics.
And it is interesting that he started this video by showing his bush, but I don't remember.
These acts shatter steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve.
Yes, it is really, really terrible. I'm sure that I think that tomorrow maybe we will watch another video. It will be like video reaction on something like things which is happening around the world. It's sad. It's sad. I hope that it will never happen again anywhere. It's always important to live, to help others, and to respect others. That's for sure. That's for sure, because when, example, I looked now in this live stream list of all wars which is happening, you understanding that some of them, not some of them, many of them, majority of them, I didn't hear about, but it is also tragedy. I'm just talking, what I'm trying to tell you, that some things are more important to us, maybe because they have huge impact on our lives. And example, they can change entire world and policy of this world, relationships between countries. Like all world can be changed because of, example, one war, but because of other dozens. Like it's they're like not so maybe important. I don't know why it's happening, so I don't know. Anyway, I think that today was interesting live stream. It is we have thoughts to think about. Maybe yes, we have things to think about. I think that it doesn't matter where you are living. It doesn't matter where you're living. In America, in Germany, in UK, in Russia, in Ukraine, everywhere we are human beings. We are human beings. These 2 days I was watching a lot of video news. I think that I said this before, and I think that it is important to try to delegate this, like to have this, to not be blind, just to understand that if you see, like, everywhere lives ordinary people, and I'm for cultural exchange between these ordinary people. That's what I'm for. And I think it is important to tell, because you can find bad people everywhere, good people everywhere, because by Russian standards, for some Russians, like, I sold my soul for American dollar. I'm capitalist. Like, God damn it. People would probably say about me in Russia about that. yeah. It is sad, but it is life. Yes, how can you tell a troll bot? Have no idea, but I received $5 and it means that my advertisement, capitalist advertisement, is working. I think that I should probably more often to advise about my Buy Me a Coffee, because I don't know who sent these 5 coffees. Gail, thank you for 5 coffees. Thank you a lot. Yes, I appreciate this, because that's what I wanted to tell, to mention at the end of the live stream, because despite that what is happening around the world, we will live, I have plans, and I have amazing plans. I want to have my own car in America, can you imagine? Because if you know, I haven't buy me a coffee, like I want to buy new car here because I already have driver license, and I think that it would be amazing if sometimes I will drive on my own car in America. It is so cool when you think about this, like a little bit how it's happened, like, oh wow, it is my life, oh wow, it is crazy cool. I think it is amazing. Yeah, if you wish to help me, do this now, do not wait. Then I will always ask donations for how it's called, gasoline, for prices for gasoline. Alex always needs something, always. Sorry, it is life. Anyway, for now I think that it was interesting live stream. I think that it was enjoyable, at least for me. Sometimes it is important to look on everything what is happening around the world. Yeah, thank you all of you. I want to look who is joined now. Anony Mouse, go capitalism. See the USA is in your Chevrolet. See the USA in your Chevrolet. Chevrolet, let's look prices. If I sold my soul for Chevrolet, let's look prices. It must be the best one. I'm joking. Yeah, I think that Chevrolet, for me, to be honest, the most important it is to have car which will be reliable. That's one of the things. Reliable, good, normal car, where you will be like, wow, it has cameras, it has these features, it has comfort. That's what I love. It doesn't mean that it needs to cost like, yeah, the most important practical things. But other things, it will be what it will be. But as for now, my dear friends, my advice for you, to be yourself, do not worry about all this stuff so much. I think, I mean, it is important to have solidarity and try to help. It is important. But it is important also to live. That's why I'm hugging you. You are amazing. You are amazing. Yes. Try to smile even if you have difficult times. Yes. Yes. Thank you for your likes, for your millions of dollars of donations. I appreciate this because yeah. And wishing you, as always, all of the best, and see you next time. Ah, delicious team. Delicious.